first constituency results have emerged yesterday in Zimbabwe's election as polling continued for a second day in mostly opposition strongholds. The country's electoral commission has blamed the late printing of ballot papers for the delays.
It's a race between incumbent President Emmerson Mnangagwa and opposition leader Nelson Chamisa, with fears mounting that the election will not be free or fair. 39 activists are still in police custody. Let's get you the latest on the story now and take you live to our reporter Audrey Chimwanda, who's in Harare for us this morning. Audrey, what can you tell us this morning on what is day 3 now since that voting officially opened?
Well, I can tell you that all the polling stations closed late afternoon yesterday, Michelle. So we assume that all the people that were expected to vote actually voted. The numbers started trickling in late evening yesterday. We were stationed at the command center, which we're still at this morning, as we expect the head of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, that's Judge Priscilla Chigumba, to make an official announcement of some of the results that came through during the night. We expect her to come here around 10 o'clock in the morning, and we'll be able to get a clearer picture as to who's leading. I was hoping to join you guys on the conversation, the media monitoring you had earlier on as you're going through the papers, as we've got some very interesting headlines as well here in Harare. I have with me the state-owned newspaper that is the Herald. I'll try and put it up for you so maybe you can see the headline. This is from today, this morning, and ZANU-PF being very bullish, saying ZANU-PF takes early poll lead. This is from the party's Treasurer General, Comrade Patrick Chinamasa. They said that they will win comfortably between 60 and 65% of votes when it comes to their presidential candidate, the incumbent Audrey Mnangagwa. And when it comes to the National Assembly race, the party says they expect to have over 2/3 majority of their legislators in Parliament. These figures are not too far away from the 2018 poll when you look at the trend of how much they won from the National Assembly and the President. Taking a look now at the independent newspaper, this would be the Daily News. I hope I'm holding it up properly there. And the headline in this particular newspaper says, key poll results are expected today, as alluded to, but more importantly, the subheading as cops caution Zimbabweans on vote announcement and celebration. They're cautioning members of the electorate not to celebrate early, and if they do celebrate, to make sure that they maintain peace, which has been one of the huge issues here when it comes to the national security detail. Of course, going back to what happened in 2018 when we had that incident where 6 people died in the streets of Harare when soldiers were deployed as members of the opposition ended up celebrating, and there was quite a bit of violence, Michelle.
There will be different stories told by state-run newspapers and institutions of government making statements on the results of the election, Audrey, right? Because opposition parties will tell an entirely different story.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, this story started being told even before people had finished, well, the voters had finished casting their ballots. I'll take you back to Nelson Chamisa. We covered his rally on Saturday in Bulawayo, and he was very convicted that he will be the victorious leader. He will emerge as the leader of a Zimbabwean government, and saying that no other result can reflect accurately if he doesn't come out as the winner. Of course, about 2 weeks ago, we came on a media tour as SADC journalists. We had the audience of President Mnangagwa at the State House, and he was also very confident, saying, listen, I know you want to ask me about the elections, how I feel, and if I'm going to win, and I can tell you categorically that I am going to emerge victorious. So both candidates feeling very confident and also preempting what the results are going to be, which of course the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission has kind of warned people not to do so, not so as to not encourage pre or post election violence.
Yeah, it seems only one side of the election can preempt the election results because it has on its side the state apparatus as well. Audrey, your final comments this morning just on those 39 activists that remain in police custody.
So they were raided, I think, about 2 days ago. They were actually accredited NGOs. There's about 40 of them from 2 organizations. They were found with computers, laptops, phones. Those were confiscated by the police. They're being accused of running a parallel voter tabulation, which the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission and the laws of this country say is illegal. There's a barrage of charges that they're facing, and they appear they're expected to appear in court very soon. We're not sure exactly when that will happen. But of course, this has caused quite a bit of fury from NGOs and human rights watch organizations that are saying this is, encouraging a repressive environment in Zimbabwe, particularly when it comes to the time of elections. And this could actually cause the very one thing that Zimbabwe has been saying they do not want, which is post-election violence. So we'll wait to see how that story unfolds as we're following it very closely, Michelle.
Audrey Chimwanda is live to us there at the National Results Centre in Harare. Audrey, thanks very much indeed.